Well, good morning, good afternoon, good day, whatever time you're listening to this. It's June the 6th. Thomas Miller back with, sorry, don't shoot the weather, man. He's just reporting on the weather. Oh boy, we've got some weather to talk about on this one, so let's just roll right in because I pulled some dates. So for those of you who want to be techie about this, and how did you survive yesterday, by the way? A lot of folks on Facebook were talking about how just challenging the energy was. I started out pretty good, and the day deteriorated. I got to say, I was so in tune with it as well. And as I got to looking at this deeper, as the comments kept rolling in over the day, I thought, uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem. So let's unpack this because the focus of the energy of the chart has now shifted to Cancer. I got to say, this is going to be an interesting couple of weeks. Now, I know you don't have pen and paper in hand, but here's what's going on. So what was happening yesterday is the moon and Mars were sitting there right next to each other. And as I did in the bonus episode yesterday, if you really wanted to get what was going on, listen to yesterday's bonus episode. That pretty much captured the essence of the energy that was going on yesterday. Today, is it going to be better? Those of you who went through yesterday experiencing this and feeling this, you're asking help. Yes, a little better because the moon is on its way out of Cancer. It will be out by, let's say, mid-afternoon Eastern time. So you back up wherever you are from there. But, there's always got to be a but. Mercury has moved into Cancer. And that's the thing that we've got our eye on, and that's the one that we're going to be dealing with, and that's going to be the next big theme. Okay, Mercury, beside the moon, Mercury is the next fastest moving luminary in the sky, so it will only be in Cancer for just a couple of weeks. But I got to say, if you wanted to really learn astrology, this would be the month to do it. You could do so much work in this month of June. Why? Because Cancer is ruled by the moon. Okay, the moon just went out. I think what happened is the moon was just not happy with Mars in there because the moon's sign is Cancer. Okay, so emotions are going to go up when the moon goes through Cancer. That's from the book. That's the playbook. Emotions are going to go up for those couple of days. Boy, did that ever happen. We're on the downside of that now. So just that you'll get the foot will be off your neck here pretty soon on that. But Mercury coming in, Mercury is in, governs communication. So put all this together. The moon, fickle, changes all the time, right? Changing signs every 2.5 days. Emotions, moon is emotional. Mercury, communication. Got that mix? So that's what it's going to look like as far as, like, you're going to be thinking, God, I talked to somebody 1 minute, and then the next minute they're just like all over the place weird. The opportunity is to follow the moon and be really in tune with where the moon is and what the characteristics of that sign are, because that is going to affect your communication. So a lot of you are wanting to learn or go deeper in astrology. Okay, take a 30-day course right now, starting today. And the moon will be moving into Leo. So look at all the characteristics of Leo. Look at the moon in Leo. You can search all this. Google is your best friend. If you want a website, and also they have a Facebook group too, Astro Codex, C-O-D-E-X, Astro Codex. I like what they do. They write some deep stuff, but there are a lot of sites. So you can dig in and just find what resonates with you. There will be an author that you connect with best. So you're going to have to keep forefront of mind for the next 3 weeks that your communication is going to be governed by higher forces, other forces, changing forces, emotional forces. Ugh, I know, it's draining, isn't it? But there's more. Okay, if you want to know the dates that this is going to be the strongest, it'll be the middle of the month, 15th through the 17th. Then, on the 21st, a few days later, the sun moves into the neighborhood. So you will have the sun, the midheaven, the north node, Mars, and Mercury all sitting in Cancer. That is some stacked energy, folks. It's like, you bet. So you want to learn astrology? Start studying the sign of Cancer as well, because it is going to govern your life for the next several weeks, about a month and a half. So if you want to peek into the rest of the story, then what happens next, and this is all around the U.S. Independence holiday, we're going to have a full solar eclipse on July 2nd. Okay, this will not be visible in the United States. It's only visible. The best place to see it is from a boat in the southern Pacific, off the coast of South America. Most of us will not be doing that, but that will be on July 2nd. But if you remember back from the last full eclipse, and this was the last one in 2017, that was mostly visible in a belt across kind of the northern central United States. I was lucky enough to be in that belt. Oh my gosh, was it incredible. That full solar eclipse energy is a great time to be introspective and, again, to have that journal right there with you and be capturing those emotions. It will be an emotional time. And on the very next day, Venus moves into, guess where? Cancer. How did you guess? Now, Mars and Mercury will have just stepped out of Cancer and will be in Leo. Mars will be much happier over in Leo. Mercury will be too. So they step out, Venus steps in. What does that mean? Yes, all of your relationships, especially your passionate love relationships, are going to be changing every 2 days. And they're going to be governed by the moon, and they're going to be emotional for a month and a half. So there's July and into August. Maybe that boat on the Pacific is not such a bad idea. And there's more, because on July 7th, Mercury goes retrograde, and it goes back into Cancer. And that will go on for 3 weeks into the first part of August. So, folks, it is going to be an interesting summer. So, how do we cope with it? Well, check out my Subconscious Mind Mastery podcast. I'm going to be doing some longer extrusions over there, and we'll do some here as well, too. But bottom line, journal in hand, whatever it takes, whatever your blow-off valve is. For me, it's some great exercise, a good walk, or just some yoga, some kundalini. Do some things that move you, but also do some things to ground and center. You might also want to find a local meditation group and join up with them. We'll talk more about that, but those are some things to give you just some quickies, but take action. Don't just sit there and say, oh, that was a nice list, and go on about your day. Take some action. Be proactive. Heads up. I will be here through the storm. We'll get through this together, I promise.